Well, I didn't hate this game, guys. We lost at the end of the day, but you know, it was a valiant effort. Aside from Klay Thompson absolutely going crazy in his first game back from his first game off the bench in forever. But we're not gonna worry about that at all. Unless you think you're welcome. Unless you think you're welcome. What's good, Logic? You said what happened. Also, kind of said about last few seconds. Um, you know, it wasn't that was a good close. That was a good close. I'm not mad at that. Like if all games were like that with Keontae George starting, I would be fine with him starting, and I wouldn't consider it a tank mode kind of thing. I think his inconsistency is the issue. But today, you know, this is 2 games now where he shot good from the field. Today he shot great from the field. Um, Solid stuff. I'm not mad at John Collins for his mistake, right? Mistakes happen. And that's why, like, when he got down on his knees, he was sick, bro. Like, you could tell from the bottom of his heart, he wished he could have that pass back. And I'm not mad at it. Um, you know, John Collins wasn't happy about what happened. He obviously was sick to his stomach because he made the ultimate mistake that, cost them a better opportunity. Me personally, if I was Will Hardy, I would have called a timeout as soon as the ball touched Keontae's hands when we crossed the half court line. I also kind of understand him letting them play that one out because that's a situation where you want to see them just make something happen. You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, what happened, which was supposed to happen, ended up happening. Right? We can get irritated about what's his name, about John Collins' missed pass, but at the end of the day, he was battling down there on the glass. He did grab that rebound, and while he, kind of chucked it out of bounds, at the very least, it wasn't a live ball turnover. It allowed us to have that one opportunity after we fouled Curry on the inbound, and he shot and made his 2 free throws. But I'm not mad at the loss at all. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not mad at the loss. If I can get this Keontae every game, I will believe in the hype. I'm willing to buy in the hype if we can get this Keontae every game. I don't think that we will, but right, flowers are overdue for the young man, so got to give it to him. 33 points, 2 rebounds, 6 assists. Only beat out by Collin Sexton, who was going bucket for bucket with him. 35 points, 3 rebounds, and 9 assists. Lowry had 20 and 13. John Collins had 18 and 13. Jordan Clarkson had 13, 2 and 9. Walker Kessler had the weakest game out of all 5 starters, and he also played only 25 minutes, so that was probably part of it. 4 points, 6 rebounds, 2 assists. Chris Dunn had 8 points, 5 boards, 1 assist. Taylor Hendricks off the bench had 3 points, 3 assists. THT played 6 minutes, the least out of everybody that was in the game. 3 points, 1 assist. So, by and large, it wasn't ugly. I was content for the most part, not entirely. We said what happened. On the bright side, Key played phenomenal. Yes, he did. He played arguably his best game of the season, I would say. Like, yes, he had that one game where he had his double-double or whatever with rebounds. But to me, this was the best game he's played to date because he was matched up on Stephen Curry. He was matched up on guys that were moving a lot more off ball. And after he got absolutely torched and could not do anything last game, he genuinely impressed me with the way that he came forward and stood on business. Because as a rookie, they're going to pick on him. That is the expectation. And after the last game, they're really going to pick on him because they feel like they have that opportunity because they did it once. Why can't we do it again? We're like that. Klay Thompson's first game off the bench since his rookie season, he said, I got to get back. And that's what he did. 35.6 boards, 2 assists. He got back. You know what I'm saying? You saw Kuminga 13, 5 and 4. Andrew Wiggins 19, 7 and 2. Brandon Podziemski 13, 6 and 8. You saw Curry had a bad shooting night. Also was getting low-key strapped. Things were not as sweet as they were for him last time. 16 points, 2 rebounds, still 10 assists. And then you had Draymond Green leading or second on their team in scoring, 23, 5 and 5. So by and large, a solid overall game. The boys got after it. The shooting splits were not particularly in our favor. You know, we shot 46.7% from the field. They shot 53.3% from the field. They also shot 47.6% from three, and we shot 44%, but we also hit 2 more three-pointers, even though we hit 6 less shot attempts, period, on the same 92 number of attempts. We were 29 of 32 in free throws. They were 22 of 28. So the difference in free throw margin was only 4, but we ended up hitting 7 more than they did, which was great. We needed those. We rebounded in 47-41. Offensive rebounds, we had 16. They had 13. Assist-wise, they did out-assist us. They had 42. We had 33, but that's to be expected with their particular play style. We had 3 blocks. They had 6. We had 10 steals. They had 8. Turnovers, we had 16, and they had 13. So not a good night from turnovers, but, you know, they also didn't have a great night against us from the turnovers perspective. Points in the paint, we had 40. They had 50. And then personal fouls, we had 22. They had 19. Overall, not a terrible showing. Definitely not the worst Keontae George game. Like the worst Jazz. This is not, by any stretch of the imagination, the worst game we've ever seen the Jazz play with Keontae at the helm as a starting point guard. So because of that, I'm not mad. Now, Keontae did end up playing the most minutes for both teams, I believe, actually. He had 41 minutes. The next closest would be Steph with 35. And then Sexton and Lowry had 34. What are we saying? If Sexton would have made it, I swear he would have been taking it over OT. Yeah. Oh yeah. The Warriors are overrated. It depends, because really they were in the hole for a minute there, but they've gone on a run, and it's been a respectable run. They haven't had too many terrible games. This one obviously got shaky in the end because we outscored them 35-20 in the fourth quarter, but you know, we were hanging in there and almost got the job done, and I'm mad at it. So let's take us and we trade for Trae Young. It's not John Collins' fault. He's down 18 points to start the fourth quarter. Yeah. Keontae heard you talking. Hey, he must have. Every time I talk trash about somebody, they play good the next game. So I'm about to talk trash about Larry Markkinen next. I don't know. I'm about to talk trash. Maybe I'll talk trash about Walker Kessler. He's going to give us a triple-double with blocks like he's Wembanyama. That would be nice, right? But no, it's time to give some due praise. Not too much praise because he might let it go to his head, but due praise. You better not trade for Trey. Trey's overrated, low key. I don't blame John at all. He was in the air, tough pass to make without knowing where a guy is. Yeah, he really just said he's somewhere over there. I'm gonna try and get the ball over there, and it just didn't work out his way. I'm not mad at it at all, though. No, the prophesizer. He said, honestly, Will Hardy should have called a timeout when John Collins got the rebound. Yes, that, you know what? That's actually a darn good reason too. I was thinking so much so at the very beginning of the play, because we had what 25, 20. No, it was 21 seconds, I think, 21 and a half seconds on the shot on the game clock when Keontae received a pass across half court. I thought he was going to call a timeout there because of how close Keontae was to the bench, but didn't, and he let them get that shot attempt. Now thinking about it, you actually bring up a very good point, Noah. When he does grab that board, kind of makes sense to call that timeout, because you still have all of 3-4 seconds. Really, it was like 5 seconds, because then he was scrounging around like trying to break free so you could get a pass off, and then obviously he turned it over, but probably 5-6 seconds that would have let you draw up a decent play, right? And even if you get a look similar to one Collin Sexton just got, that was not a bad look. That was a good look. He pump faked, he got open, and the shot just didn't go down. I'm not mad at it at all. But what I appreciated was, like, before, when Collins first makes that turnover and he's beating himself up and he's sick to his absolute stomach, get literally on the ground on his knees, Collin Sexton came over there, got down at eye level, picked his head up, and kept tapping on his chest, telling him to get up, tell him it was good, and then kept hyping him up, telling him, nah, it's not your fault. We good. Regardless, we good. Because that's a really important leadership quality. When your guys get down and they're conscious that they made a mistake, you need to make sure you can hold them to a standard of, like, yeah, you made a mistake. Yeah, you effed up. But at the end of the day, you're my guy. I know you meant well, right? We didn't mean to turn the ball over right there. We didn't mean to throw it 10 feet above Keontae George, right? It just it happened, and it played out that way. We got another play, though. Let's go. We'll worry about it after the game ends. But right now, I need you. I need you mentally here. I can't have you mentally checking out. And ultimately. We got a good shot at the end of the game to tie it, but just wasn't what was in the cards. And even on the possession before that, we didn't hit that initial shot. Was it? I think it was no. It was it Lowry or Jordan Clarkson who shot the three? Whichever one it was. Collins comes down the lane. No, I think Clarkson shot the three. It misses. And then Lowry sees Collins at the rim and like whole life volleyball swats it at him. He catches it and then he dunks it. So really he put us within 1 point before turning the ball over and then it getting sent to the three and then we missed the three. So I'm content. I don't know about Trey, Keontae, and Lowry. That's a little bit defensive whimsical. I'm mad at the loss, not because we lost, but because we have no chance of ever winning. We consistently give up 40 points a quarter on 130-point games. Yeah, it's going to be a tough one. Can we talk about Kessler? His ideas of defense is to get as close to the rim and stand as tall as he can. Warriors started 6'7" center. He totally dominated Kessler. I wouldn't say he dominated Kessler, but Draymond has a specific skill set that Kessler isn't accustomed to playing against in particular. And I think unlike, Keontae George, who learned on defense from his previous mistakes, because Lord knows he made a myriad of them in 31 minutes last game, Walker Kessler did not. That was what that told me. Because obviously we know Draymond didn't go off like this last game, but we became complacent. Now all the buckets weren't on Kessler because again Kessler only played 25 minutes, and Draymond was out there for basically 30. But still, a substantial amount came on his head, and he has to be a better player when called to action because we can't have him playing 25 minutes if this is the production we're getting. 4.6 rebounds, 2 assists. That's not enough from him specifically. You said the defense. Oh, it was rough. It was definitely rough. It was definitely bucket for bucket at one point in the game. I just think timeout should have been called at the end there. Agreed. Logic. Defense was bad till the fourth. Actually, yeah, because they scored 36 in the first, 48 in the second, 36 in the third, and then 20 in the fourth. So yeah, the defense only got good at the end. And the Warriors also started shot checking at certain points because they thought that they were going to be able to cash certain checks that they simply weren't able to because they weren't equipped to do so. THT blew our lead, forces to play for behind garbage time. It's fine. This is when you miss tech a little bit. Yeah, definitely a little bit. This chick doing the post game with Mike Smith is hot. Not gonna lie. I appreciate the honesty, Zach. No defense, none. Not until the fourth quarter. The fourth quarter was when things got real for us, at least. Now the Warriors will all likely have a tiebreaker. Yeah. If we can't beat the Warriors at home, we can't make the playoffs. Basically. I was about to say disloyal. Not gonna lie, the game was crazy good. I was watching in the gym and lost my on the treadmill with the John Collins pass. Still one of my boys though. Also key. Yeah, I'm with you, Chris. It was a valiant effort in that fourth quarter. Definitely showed the metal that this team's made of and just the vibes that they have. Collin Sexton hitting his season high. Keontae George also hitting his season high. So that was a big one, which is very important. Let's see. We fall short yet again. Yes, you would be correct, Jackson. Unfortunately, almost wins don't get us in the playoffs. Yeah, Jazz losing streak continues and taking it still continues. What up? What's good, Carter? I tried a corner three and it bounced off the rim. Thank you. That was the play. Thank you, Isaac. BS call on Key. Okay, so I understood I'm assuming you're talking about when he was strapping Curry. When he was fighting above that screen, I appreciated that. And I knew eventually it was going to be a foul call because he was playing pretty up. And the thing was, he got caught with his hand in the cookie jar because as Curry drives down the right wing, as he starts making that forward progress, Keontae kind of hooks his front left arm into Curry's arm. And the ref sees it. And even though he pulls it out quick and like gets wide, it was too late. The ref already saw it. And so the ref was going to blow that whistle. Just off the strength of Curry being who he is, he couldn't just let that one slide. Would I have called it? No. I would have let him play it out. But you could make the argument that it affected the offensive player enough to make it considered a foul. I'm willing to entertain that. While I personally wouldn't have called it, I understand by and large what they were going for there. Jazz hurt myself, yeah, just a little bit. I had a pirate thing. Oh no, I had to borrow the game tonight, so I had to listen to the Golden State commentators. They even remarked on how bad the free throw disparity is when playing the Lakers. They saw it too. Will the Jazz get better? I have hope that they will over the remainder of the season. Walker Kessler is currently my biggest red flag. Keontae's shown me 2 good games. This game was great, right? Last game was good. This game was great. I don't know how many great games he has in himself for the remainder of the season, but I can live with good games, right? I can live with a calm little 15 or whatever, right? 15, 2 and 4. I can live with that out of him. Efficient though. Efficient. If he's shooting poor, then it's not improvement. I would like Lowry to diversify his game a little bit. Be willing to miss because he's going to miss, but still being willing to get shots up off the dribble. Collin Sexton keep doing Collin Sexton things. He actually played 34 minutes, which was kind of high for him today. Pretty happy about that. He rewarded us with more points than he had minutes. John Collins just keep doing John Collins things. 18 and 13, I'm not mad at it. Right? In 31 minutes, I'm not mad at it at all. Jordan Clarkson off the bench, 13, 2, and 9 assists. Surprising, but we'll take it. You know what I'm saying? We also had Chris Dunn with his 8.5 rebounds and 1 assist. Challenger with his 3 and 3, and THT with his 3 and 1. So overall, it was a pretty solid showing across the board. Not particularly mad at any one person. There were a couple miscues for some people. There was bigger miscues for other people, but at the same time, it's just part of the game. So watching Jazz games is current my will. Wake me up when they don't suck. Jazz never be better at this year. Heartbreaking, man. 16 minutes for Hendricks. Yeah, it looks like that's going to be the consistent theme, which I wasn't hoping for, but it seems like that is like the prescribed medication for Taylor Hendricks. NBA.com is not updating their stats, which I'm very not happy about. They did fight until the end, though. This is true. Let's see. So what's the point of the rest of the season now? Literally to let the rookies play, to let the young guys play and let them get a little bit better, to get a little bit more understanding of their roles in the team, and then to let Lowry test out some things on offense. Collin Sexton literally is probably the only starter that has like a guaranteed solidified role as far as like what his expectation is going to be next year. There's not really much he can improve on individually. John Collins can improve a little bit on his intensity and defensive understanding. Keontae for obvious reasons, Walker Kessler for obvious reasons. We talked about Lowry, and then our fifth is who? Our fifth is no, I did talk about all 5. Never mind. Slow moment. But yeah, I'm not mad at it at all. I understand it now, right? I'm more open. I don't like the idea of tanking. Don't get it twisted. I don't like the idea of tanking. I understand that they're trying to. I think they genuinely just want to be like, hey, we're focusing on the young guys because the front office, in my eyes, does not value simply making the playoffs as a desirable outcome, even for just this year. Now it sucks as for fans and for players that thought they were going to, right? Sucks for us and them, but as long as everybody develops as I guess Danny Ainge has in his brain or whoever has in their brain, it'll make sense. But 3 years from now, if we don't see like a solid playoff team, like, Thunder type playoff team, then we need to scratch our heads and say, why didn't we just overpay those guys in the offseason? At least we would have made the playoffs probably, right? And we would have been in the playoffs consistently. Instead, we're still rebuilding. And Lowry wouldn't enjoy that anyways. He'd be 30, going on borderline 31. Definitely can't go with that. Finally let Keontae shoot. Hey, they've been letting him shoot, but today he paid them back. Today they paid him back. Let me scroll all the way down here to this game score. Dang, this streak looks terrible, actually. Here we go, box score. Yes, sir. That's what I needed. The Draymond 3, ew, yeah. The point was see how you can live with a will. I keep telling. Oh yeah, what Lee said, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel, man. You already know. I'm surprised the NBA hasn't fined THT yet. Because he keeps wearing the wrong jersey every time Utah plays. Plus he has horrible shot selection. Crazy this. But I understand your logic behind that, Randall. THT did a behind the back shot for no reason. Ryan, you saw it too, yeah. Lee, 3 months. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Speaking of which, Logic, you need to suggest a video topic because each time your membership renews, you spend you pay for an entire video. So go ahead and let me know what kind of video you want or what topic you want it to be focused on when you get the opportunity. You just said Larry might not be on the team's long-term plans. That is also a possibility. I'd like to think otherwise. I like to think they're going to re-sign him until they don't re-sign him. Now they could also potentially re-sign him just for them to trade him around the deadline, which I would not like, but it is possible that occur. Whatever the case may be, they just got to get after it as best as they can. That's like crazy. Only 16 minutes for Hendricks. Yeah, not our finest, Hendricks moments. Speaking of which, let me look at this right quick. Yeah, he only shot one attempt, and it was that three-pointer. Crazy stuff. Sexton and Keontae are redundant if they only keeping one of them. I feel like their play styles differ a little bit and they complement each other well because of it. They also willingly defer to one another. Now that's in good games, right? Now in a vacuum, they do have extremely similar skill sets, which would make things slightly problematic. Again, today they were 12 of 24 from 3 and overall 21 of 40 from field goal range. So they were 50%. They were over 50% from the field and over 50% from 3, which is good numbers, fair to say. Sexton and Keontae are. Oh wait, no, I just said that way. I wish I could get rid of the draft entirely. The way you make the playoffs is nothing of a failed mission. I'm low key having second thoughts about Larry because he can't dribble and has poor defense. His defense isn't the greatest, but he just needs to, I think, apply himself a little bit better. His dribbling, he's going to turn the ball over a little bit. I expect him to, but I need him to be willing to dribble and willing to make mistakes, and then we can go from there. He said, I was holding out for $100 membership on Buy Me a Coffee. No chance of that. $100 membership, Lee, what the Lee, I don't even know if I could. Can I do that on Buy Me a Coffee? Probably not. I don't know. I mean, that's going right towards it. If for some reason you decide to do that, I would end up, what do you call it? It's definitely going towards those plane tickets next month. Should I still come to Utah, understanding that we're in this situation? If we played against the Timberwolves and it ends up in a game like this, I would still think it's worth coming because I'm willing to entertain the Utah Jazz losing if the players genuinely get better. I did not anticipate Keontae George playing as well as he did today because last game against the Warriors he got fried. Like there was nothing good that I could find from his play against him that game. Today I saw him fighting over screens. I saw him looking a lot less winded than he did before. Granted, he played more minutes today than he did before. He adapted very much a lot better than I thought he would. I'm very proud and excited for him because of that, and that's going to be enough praise because if I sit there and hype him up this much and then he regresses, then I'm going to be irritated again. So let me not heap on too much praise for the young man, but very good game today. Yeah, very good game. We said, say no more. Wouldn't it be fun if the winner of the Rising Stars is the winner of the All Stars? I think it makes the games competitive. It made things a little bit more interesting. I'm willing to entertain that, Ryan. Forget it. We might as well try something because the dunk contest is not exist anymore. They should just like get rid of it. Maybe bring it back like every 4 years, like the Olympics. Maybe that would make things a little bit more spicy when it does come. But people don't appreciate it the way that they used to. So for as far as playing hopes, play the young guys heavy minutes. Yeah, who wants to play for a team that never tries to win? I mean, I wish they made these hopes clear from the beginning of the season because it seemed like the players were all bought in on having the ability to make the playoffs. But here we are, and we just roll with it as we go. We just go roll with it as we go. I think the way Collin Sexton hyped up John after his pass might be the thing that brings them together. Yeah, that's why to me Collin Sexton is so imperative for a team because yes, he's short on defense. He does find himself in the right positions, but at one point when Klay's last shot of the game, he backs down. Klay backs down on Collin Sexton, turnaround post fade, misses it. Like I low-key thought that shot was going in because Collin's there with him, right? But he's just too small to like really put up a good fight there. But he's always going to be there. He's always going to give 130% on any type of hustle play, any sort of anything. And then those plays like that with John Collins are what you need because it is an entertainment industry. Yes, it's about basketball. Yes, it's about guys playing to the best of their ability. But it becomes very easy sometimes when you make a mistake, you made a mistake, and people are like, why the heck did he just do that? You feel that, right? You feel that weight. And if this was a game we could have won in a game we weren't expected to win coming into it, I wanted this one bad. My teammates wanted this one bad. And I really just kind of cost us that game. But Collin Sexton came over and he was that voice of reason, like, yo, nah, pick your head up. You had a really good game yourself. That's one mistake. I'm not worried about that. Get up. The game's not over. We still got 10 seconds on the shot clock. Excuse me, we still got 10 seconds on the game clock. We still got a job to do. And if we fold, we lose together. We win together, we lose together. Straight up, point blank, period. You made a good board, you threw it out of bounds. It is what it is. I'm not mad at that. And like that type of energy, and like he'll smacking him on the chest, picking his head up, everything. He's waking him up out of his dream. Like he's in a funk right now. Nah, you're still on the court. The game's not over. Play it till the whistle, and then we can go in the locker room and be like, dang, shoulda, coulda, woulda. Behind the scenes, we're not gonna do that on the court right here, right? Everybody in the arena's packed out because they want to see us ball out. Give them the full 48. Give them the full 48. You need guys like that. Like right now, obviously, you need it more than ever because you're not expected to win a lot of these games. So you want to make sure guys push a lot for just the little things along the way and don't get their heads down when things do get ugly because you don't want a situation like that. But it gets better. Why do we not guard the three? One of the best 3-point shooting teams in NBA history. Yeah, it was kind of ugly at certain points, especially Klay Thompson getting off the way that he did. Like, yes, he's in regression. Yes, he's not the same player he was before, but at the same time, that's still Klay MF and Thompson, brother. That's Klay MF and Thompson. Light skinned demon. Splash Bro number 2. There is no third. It's 2 of them, and he's the complete part of the pair. One of them's finna be on. If Curry's off, best believe Klay finna be on. And we let Klay get on, and we couldn't stop it. I think the way Collin Sexton, where am I? What's good, Mac? You popped in here early. Yes, sir. How's it going, brother? He said this team is one of the worst defensive teams I ever said. Yeah, you can make that argument. Game after game, opposing player goes off. It's wild because it's literally very rarely is it the best player on their team that goes off. Like we've had some random people, like we've had side characters get off against us bad, and that's the part that's like kind of concerning because it's like, are they just really getting hot against us because we're overemphasizing, defense on the best player on the team, so to speak, or do we just suck? And it's a little bit of a question mark. I don't have an answer for you guys right now. I'm not gonna lie to you. I haven't delved into the numbers nearly enough to tell you that. But yes, it is a pretty big concern of mine. A pretty big one. No guarantees though for what exactly the reason is behind it. Why didn't Hardy call a foul when Collins was trapped? Oh, you mean call a timeout? Um, I think he got caught up in the moment. I'm not gonna lie, because me personally, I would have called a timeout as soon as that possession starts when Keontae receives the ball across half court. I understand him letting the boys play it out, but at that point when Collins is down there, I'm thinking he's gonna call a timeout. He didn't. Collins threw the ball out of bounds, so we really had two different opportunities to call a timeout because we had two timeouts left, mind you, and we burned one after Stephen Curry's free throw. So we had still one more after that. So we really had two to burn. Could have got a more quality shot out of it, but I'm not mad at it, right? I'm not mad at it. Let's see where we at. That moment when Sexton and John was nice because everyone felt that pain with that pass. Yeah, we all knew he didn't mean to do it, and he did. That was just a bad miscue right there. Everyone needs someone like Sexton in life. Yeah, real man. People would be a lot more successful if they had their own personal Collin Sexton. The Warriors retired in the fourth altitude and a back-to-back. That was another one. Yeah, that was another one that worked in our benefit, but ultimately we just couldn't pull it off. It was time. Yeah. Jazz were on a back-to-back too. Jazz were probably struggling with lineups, moving pieces, so it was a pretty even game in that sense. Yeah, I could definitely agree with that. Sexton was busting steps behind all game. Yeah, he was putting in that work. Only difference is Jazz are on a downward trajectory and the Warriors are not. Yeah, pretty much. Let's see. Andy Larson. Pete, you said Andy Larson interviewing Hardy, I'm guessing, said, I get to spend the next 5 days thinking about if I have a half second there to call a timeout. Yeah, it did happen pretty fast. I'm not gonna lie. If you're live there on courtside and you see your guy like hustling for the board, like you question. I could see in Hardy's head, he's more so looking at John Collins like fighting with that rebound, as opposed to like, oh, let me call a timeout right here. I could understand that. Can we ever get clutch time minutes from my main man Chris Dunn? I think that's where he said his best. If we were trying to win actively, then yes, I think Chris Dunn should definitely be involved in that. But considering that we're prioritizing the development of the young guys in any sort of crunch time information, any crunch time situation, you want to have Collin Sexton. You want to have You want to have Keontae George on the court, because you want him to get used to those to the point where the pressure is nothing to him. Now, that's when there are tight games. We know a lot of his starts haven't been in tight games, especially early on in the season. Those first 16, a lot of them were just like us getting clapped. But we'll make it happen, and I understand the logic behind it. I don't love it, but I understand it. And if Keontae can play like this every game, then you can justify he needs to play in the clutch time over Chris Dunn. Because while Chris Dunn is always going to be a reliable leader and he's like that overarching consistency and a guy that can just tell guys where to be, communicates on defense, does the job that you need him to do, nothing more, nothing less. You'll always get the same guaranteed production out of him. But Keontae George is supposed to be the future, so I understand in that sense. You got to put him in there. And if he wins the game for you, or if he loses the game for you, it was by his hand, and you want to get him used to that as early on in his career as possible, before it's actually like meaningful games that he does it in. I can understand that. Nice to see Sexton get minutes. Too. I like Keontae and Sexton starting. Only problem is the defense gives more memories of Sexland. Yes, A1, you man, Collin Sexton and Darius Garland in the backcourt. That takes me back. Yeah, you're right. You're definitely right with that one. The defense is definitely abysmal between the two of them. Keontae was definitely more bearable today. He was fighting over screens. He seemed a lot more active with his hands and everything. He wasn't just getting like dragged dog walk the entire time, which was helpful. Jordan Clarkson isn't young. No, by no stretch of the imagination. He's the oldest of the team now since Kelly got traded away. I'm pretty sure at like 32, I think. I'm gonna keep being patient about this deadline because I'm more watching for after the break to see if they get better together as a team. Okay, I can see that logic. Randall, you said Bryce should have THT's minutes because I don't think Sensa would do a backward shot over 3 people. I mean, he had that one crazy turnover the last time we played against the Warriors too. Remember? Driving down the lane. He got concerned because who was it? somebody drew a charge on him last possession when he came down the court. So he turns and beams it to the corner, but like literally right to the Warriors player. They throw the go-ahead pass to Klay Thompson. Stretched it out. Clarkson gets clutch minutes. I see what you mean now, Andrew. Okay. I don't have a perfect reason for that. I'm not gonna lie. Clarkson plays in a lot of minutes where I'm just like, it's a head scratcher, but I don't say too much about it because I'm just like, okay. Okay. But it just kind of is what it is, I guess. I said, I don't know how to feel about THT getting minutes anymore because he's so inconsistent. Honestly, there's no real reason to play THT at this point. If you really want to buy in and give your rookies minutes and like play all your young guys, obviously we see Taylor Hendricks getting 16. I like to see him get it. Like I said before, I like to see him get it closer to 20 to 25 in my video. Keontae, let him cook. He's going to be forced to be better at some point. I think. And then you have obviously Bryce needs to get some burn now, right? His defense is poor. I understand that. He's not the greatest playmaker. It comes and goes with him. I understand that. He's a little bit turnover prone at times. I understand that. But he can shoot the hell out of the rock, and it's his turn. It's his turn. He's up, to me at least. Like, if you can't find 10 minutes for him after this trade deadline, how much of a priority are you really putting on his career? How much of an emphasis are you putting on it? Because he's getting the Kyra Lewis Jr. treatment right now. Is that what you see him as? That's the question we got to ask ourselves. I didn't realize how valuable Conley was until we traded him because after the trade, our turnovers spiked and we had a bad slump. Yeah, for sure, Randall. Yes, he fulfilled the niche role that we needed. Jackson was good, my guy. You said a trade for Lonnie Walker. Lonnie Walker for Clarkson didn't seem too bad, not gonna lie. I wouldn't be mad at that. I wouldn't be mad at that at all. I know exactly the type of player Lonnie Walker is. I need to see Bryce on the court. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Keontae played good. Yep. Agreed. Yep. We are looking at, let's see. These guys. I thought we were all in the chat together. Thing is, Bryce probably can do more of what we need compared to THT. Most definitely. He's definitely going to be more successful long term for us, if I'm going to be quite frank. But in my mind, at least, because I feel like we tried to trade THT and we just couldn't get anything of value back. So he might be that one guy that does sit on the roster and then eventually like walks at the end of the season. Because he's in the last year of his deal right now. I'm like 80% sure. I don't think he has one more year. I think this was it right here. But happens. I think Bryce is better than we think he is. I think so too. Because he was scoring very efficiently and copious amounts. Only Johnny was outscoring him for the G League team, and they both averaged like 20-something points apiece. So I'm willing to entertain that he could potentially have, at the very least, Keontae tier offensive potential, right? I'm willing to say that. Maybe he's just like Collin Sexton, but without the same level of energy. Maybe that's what it is. But he's also slightly larger than Collin, isn't he? I think he's 6'3", 6'4". I think. I stand that THT could have been good, but Lakers messed up. His only defense needs to improve. Yeah, his defense is the biggest calling part of his game that they need him to step up on. His playmaking has kind of come alive. I've heard it's been coming and going. I haven't watched enough G League games to say specifically myself that I know that for sure. But in the words of Drewski, that's what they saying. Nah, yeah, but he should be worth something. He's worth at least 10 minutes to me, right? What can he possibly do in 10 minutes that's so egregious that we haven't seen it in our losses already? We already suck at defense, so give him a taste. Keontae tied Markin and Mitchell for second most threes in a game by a Jasmine. Oh, interesting. Nice. Shout out to him for that. I think THT hasn't developed at all, and he's been in the league 6 years, plus he's bad at playmaking. Yeah, THT has a very niche role despite being capable of doing many different things, and I think he just never fell into a system that allowed him to be who he thinks he can be and who he probably will be at his most maximized. And for that reason, we just haven't seen the best THT. Like, he's one of those few players, like role players that the Lakers traded away that didn't get better after they traded him away, which is kind of hilarious at the same time. If only Sexton could have actually been 6'3", he'd be up there with Ja right now. It's like, my boy Sexton would be tougher than Ja. He's not a risk. He's not a thug. No, I'm playing. But nah, if Collin was actually 6'3" and his wingspan improved as well, he'd definitely be a lot more playable, right? Because in my experience, I think he's actually like 6'1.5", probably. So, an extra inch and a half is probably like 2-ish inches wingspan wise, which would be nice. It'd be very nice for him, but it is what it is. What's good, Jeff? Yes, sir. What's good, my guy? Sometimes I'm not missed the entire game. Don't get it twisted, but I've definitely seen worse. If he was 6'3", he'd still be in Cleveland. They probably wouldn't have traded him. You make a good point there. Lakers bad at developing most players, so other teams take role play and improve them drastically. Yeah. Yeah, for sure. We said, what happened? If the Jazz get better at defense and we can emphasize Walker Kessler, we should really be a good team. You are correct. I'm with you. Sexton for Hall of Fame. I wish. Oh, literally what Jackson said. I'm with him on that. Yeah. Despite the loss, we threw Keontae back into the deep water and he drops 33. Can't be mad about that. I'm in area with Jazz jerseys and, De'Aaron Fox randomly behind me. But shout out to Keontae today. Now, if he regresses, I'm going to be right back on his head tomorrow. But for now, I'm quiet. I'm quiet now. Oh, yeah, Lee, by the way, if you're still in here, I made that joke of a membership on Buy Me a Coffee. I don't know if you were actually trolling or you were serious, but I made it for you specifically. You're literally in the description. We said if only he would have started since the beginning of the season. The issue was he was like drastically much worse at the beginning of the season. Like even during that stint of 16 games, overall he shot like 30. What was it? It was something crazy low. I said it in my video like 2 videos ago. It was like 35% from the field. No, 37% from the field, I think. And then 29% from three. So his numbers were not very good in those games, but it was still like meaningful nevertheless. And ultimately just being able to test him in and out, and then forcing him on the court the way we did now, he's growing. I didn't think he was going to grow this fast because he gave me no reason, not really much reason for me to actually like jump on it and really believe in it. But I also wasn't an extreme hater. It was just it was just cool, or whatever. But excuse me, he's like that now, I guess. We'll see if he can maintain this level of play though. I'd be content, like I said earlier, if he could score 15 points on good efficiency on a consistent basis. It's fine by me. Like 15, 3 and 4, 3 and 5. I'm good with that. If our season's like completely over, at least we got 3 picks, maybe 4 Thunder. We'll see. Keontae has the defensive tools. It just he just ends up in some bad lineups, which just always has Clarkson. That's a good point. What do you think this says about Keontae? I think it means that he can actually drastically improve. I'm not going to say he's going to, and we should expect that from him, but it's definitely something that is on the table. This is one of those things that's off the table because it's Keontae George. Because this was basically like he obviously played better against the Lakers, but it's the Lakers. They move less. It's a lot easier to defend them, right? And it's a lot easier to not get tired. But then he comes back and follows up that performance against the Warriors, a team that absolutely backhanded him multiple times, just kept giving him the business for 31 minutes last game, played 10 extra minutes, slapped on 10 more, and did 41 minutes today, and had 33 points on great efficiency, right? Including threes. So got to give him credit where credit's due. He's just better. He's willing to get better on a consistent basis, which makes a difference. I wasn't trying to look at it. Lee, you are something else, dude. I can't explain it to you. I can't even make it make sense to you. You're just literally different. But thank you, sir. I'm gratefully appreciative of you. I have a conspiracy theory that the league told Danny to make sure the Lakers and Warriors make the playoffs. No, that would be nasty work, Andrew. I'm not gonna lie. That pissed me off. They said, do it for the plot. Got my membership again, my level. Yep, Willie said. Understandably scary when you throw a young rookie to the wolves like that. Yeah, because it's either sink or swim, right? Either he's going to come out really trash or he's going to really exponentially grow. And luckily for us, he looked like he's exponentially growing low key. We'll give it until after All-Star break for sure, but we'll see. We'll see. At first, I felt like Keontae was doing too much. But at the same time, someone has to fill that role like Donovan did and took over the clutch. He wasn't great in the clutch today, and reps matter. There you go. Luke, you're right. Reps matter, right? He has to play in closing lineups, even if we end up losing the games, even if it's by his hand that we win or lose the game, right? It just has to be some way around it. I'm with you on that. Warriors are winning barely. Hey, oh, there you are, Flair. Can't believe we lost. This is officially the end of our play-in hopes. I mean, they died with me at the trade deadline. I'm not gonna lie. Why are your nails look lightly painted? Oh, I get a clear coat. I don't know if y'all can see it, but I get a clear coat so every now and then. Not as often as I used to, but I do it for the girls. I'm not gonna lie. I do it for the ladies because they know my hands are clean, so they don't have to ask me certain questions, and they know I'm good at certain things. And it just a lot, and I feel better. Like I can't. It's hard to explain, but like when I'm shooting a basketball, having that clear coat, I just feel like if anybody's seen like the anime Kuroko's basketball, like Midorima, he has like his fingers always wrapped, except for when he's hooping. And like to me, that's like my version of it. Like it's like my hands are sacred. That my jumper automatically wet because my finger's shining. Basically, I don't know. It's corny, but it works for me. My mom calls it special. I'm pretty sure it's because I was chopped on my head. I don't know though. Yo, Lee, you're a fool. Flair, you said my Warriors are in here. Congratulations, Flair. You said we sucked on defense again, but we won. So yeah. Klay Thompson really did draw a number. He saved Steph today. Post deadline, either the Jazz suddenly found someone they might really want in the upcoming draft, or they're planning to consolidate the picks for a veteran whose name is not out there yet. Fair play. This offseason, we should trade everyone away and draft 10 new guys. Oh, that would actually be sickening. Side note, the Hornets made some good trades. Grant Williams and Seth Curry and Trey Mann. Hornets are 3-0 since the deadline. Crazy. I don't know. You're bringing guys that don't like losing, and all of a sudden you guys like play better. Crazy stuff. Ha ha. Oh man. Yeah. We said I hate the Warriors. And during the 48 minutes, I hate the fans, but the game is over. Thank you for bringing up the game. It hurts my soul, Flair. Why hate me, Flair? Why cause me more pain? You're the Drake of basketball. Cam, that is OD. I'm not that pretty. I wish I was. I don't know what it is, but I still see so much fight in this Jazz squad. If they don't have phantom injuries, I still think they can somehow make the play in. You know what, Epic? I want to believe you really hard, but it's the difficult part is like in order for us to make the plan, either the Warriors or the Lakers, most likely, unless the Kings somehow continue to slip out of it, we have to be able to win more games than those two teams. And I just don't know if we can as currently constructed. I think we'll consistently compete on a nightly basis. We have that ability, but I don't know if it'll remain. He said, I'm sorry, Lee, but I love the Warriors. You never have to apologize for loving your team, and it's all good. I'm so tired of the defensive negative of Clarkson and Keontae on the floor. I'd rather have Keontae and Bryce on the floor together and struggle on defense to learn each other's games. You raise a very good point right there, Logic. The other game, Clarkson wasn't terrible on defense, but today it was a slight regression, put mildly. At the same time, if you're going to have somebody that's going to be an objective negative, make sure you're getting the value out of them on offense. And while he didn't shoot terrible today, he didn't shoot particularly good by any stretch of the imagination. And why not let Bryce Sensabaugh get some like genuine burn and some meaningful minutes? I think it makes sense to me. Any free agent this summer you absolutely want us to offer a contract to? Nobody jumps off the page for me specifically, free agent wise. I would be open to entertaining some trade ideas from other teams, though, most definitely. Also, hoping the painted nails is not cute, buddy. But Ace, like, yo, Flair, you're a fool. It just hurts my soul. Maybe we should all follow the Hornets. They're playing some good basketball since the deadline. The reason Utah isn't out, Collin is him. Hey, man, Collin Sexton keeps fighting until the end. That's why I love him. That's why I got 2 of his jerseys. Got to make sure your nails are pretty when you pull up. Hey, man, you already know. I'm cool with trading my Jazz jerseys for Hornets ones. I think that even next year, this team could make a playoff push like Lakers last year. Next year, post-draft, I'm willing to entertain that, Jackson. I think that's a legitimate one. If the defense gets better, for sure, yeah. It's not an intention. I was car wash. I'll say they're not intentionally tanking, but because they're deciding to play the rookies more to develop them more, by default, that puts them in the tanking definition because you're objectively putting a weaker lineup on the court for the sake of, making those players better, which by default means you're playing people that aren't as good as the best lineup you could possibly produce, which to me is tanking in essence. I think next month is going to be rough. I think our guys are resilient and quick learners. We will finish this season as very strong. Hopefully. I just want to see some good basketball. Win, lose, or draw. Just show me some good basketball. That's all we can hope for. Anything outside of that just kind of is what it is. We'll live with it as it goes. We said, did you think about getting your lashes done? I'd get lipstick and put a dress on at that point. Be for real, Flair. You acting like I'm about to play Martin Lawrence in what is that, Big Mama? Or be Tyler Perry Medea movie. Clear coat, not black, not purple, not rainbow. Clear. I need the ladies to see how clean I am, so they let me put my hands other places. Is that Riz? For now, if I was a front office, first thing is a backup center, even though through the draft or trade. Honestly, I'm fine with Omer. I'm not gonna lie. I would like to see your 7 get some more burn. If I'm gonna be frank with you, I understand why we don't do it, but at the same time, I'd like to see him get some more minutes. Second, see if Gabriel can be brought over so we can get him reps from the G League at least. Okay. If I thought about getting my lashes done too, but the Jazz played could turn anyone down that road. Even if Utah is tanking, how's THT getting minutes? LOL. Just because they know the type of piece that he is. Honestly, I wouldn't give him minutes in particular, but since we didn't get to trade him, I guess they kind of feel a little bit of pity for him because it was probably a foregone conclusion that they were going to try and shop him, and then when nobody bit, it was like, dang, bro, do I really want to make you get DNPs the rest of the season? That's kind of crazy and disrespectful. Whenever someone says we believe, Warriors, I laugh and beat them so bad and send me. Don't judge me, judge the team I follow for pushing me to doing something I don't want to do. Spitting. Talk to him. Jason Preston been balling out. For real? How well has he been playing, Carter? Talk to me. I think we can all agree the Jazz suck the Warriors, and I'm going to go down a bad road because of it. Lee, I'd do that in a heartbeat, but I'm not a Jazz fan, so no need. What wings are in this draft? That's got me curious. That's our biggest fault. You raise a good point, Logic. It's time to start shopping. And I doubt we're going to try and gun for Mikal Bridges come, the off season. That would be great, but we're not going to. Triple-double last Stars game. Okay. That's definitely good. Year 7 is underrated because we need him as a backup center. When we switch John and Kessler around, plus Year is kind of clutch. He's on his 3 games this year in clutch time. Year is very reliable, and he just doesn't get, the due praise that he has earned, in my opinion. He's probably got a little bit more time to prove it to some people, but for me personally, I've seen enough. I have seen enough to know. Flare high, rubbing in my face. See how you roll. You're the worst. Give me a hope right away for the last second. Fair play. Fair play. But yeah, man. We made the most of the opportunities that we had today. Wasn't bad. You said Omer, he looks good, but we ain't gonna use him. Sad. Yeah, he's really just there to sure things up, just in case of injuries or anything like that was before. He's not only can he shoot, he's a willing shooter, right? He doesn't hit all his threes, but he's definitely when he's open, he in the corner, he's not hesitating. He'll yank that thing real quick, very quickly. Very quickly, anytime. Yeah, might as well put a wig just in the apartment by everyone now. Joke him, Noah looking. Yeah, it was ugly. Don't you dare agree with me. Hey man, that's how the cookie crumbled, unfortunately. Said heard that thing. Come on, bro. Hell wow to me. No, that's real. That's real. Oh yeah, I know I haven't really shouted out my buy me a coffee people, but shout out Carter, Derek, and Lee. If you gentlemen happen to be in the chat, I know Carter and Lee are. Is Derek in here right now? I don't know if I read a Derek message yet. I don't think I did. But yeah, Derek too. Shout out to y'all boys. I didn't forget about y'all. I appreciate y'all. I would, but she's actually asleep already, Flair. I'll tell her when she wakes up. I'll tell my dad too. I'm sure he'd love to hear you. We can use Otto as our backup 3. I'm wondering what's going on with Otto Parker because in the beginning I heard that on our end, he was injured and that's why he wasn't playing. But he said he felt okay to the media. Then after being informed that they said he was on an injury report, he was like, oh, Like he just came up with something low key. Is Bryce healthy? I like to see him get some run. Yeah, I think he was dealing with a hip injury before. That's what I heard at least. I'm not sure if it changed, and if he is like 100% ready to go. Got reamed by the Dubs, now by Flair. Cam said hi to Bet. Collin Sexton got 30 minutes and didn't disappoint. Made every last one of them count. Every single time. Nah, Jackson, you're good, bro. You watch my videos and you show up to the live streams. That's more than I could ask for. Because if you look at my videos, my more recent ones, I have there's 1,700 of us on the channel, and the most recent video got like 1.4K. So that means 300 people wasn't rocking with the vibes. So I'm just glad I could put something up that would make you want to watch. Dude, I forgot to buy. Oh, thanks for the shout. Yeah, hey Carter, I didn't forget, man. I didn't forget, because that money goes right to my editor. Shout out Sachin. Even though I haven't been using him lately because I've just been literally recording videos and then posting the next day. We're not going to talk about that though. I'm trying to find a way to get to Utah. I'm about to sit here. I'm grinding. I'm grinding right now. I don't know how much money I'm gonna make by the end of this month, but let me cover those airplane tickets because I'm flying right down the road. Yeah. Dubs are coming together at the right time. It's fun to see what they do in the postseason. Hate hip injuries. Yeah. Isaiah Thomas does come to mind with that, Jeff. You're right. I said that they want to get us, but I'll get over it. Yeah. I think Hardy's using All-Star break to tweak the lineups. Might make it 10C because he basically has 2 weeks to mess with the lineups of practice, not 1 to 2 days. I can see that. I don't think we're just gonna like all of a sudden just bottom out, but it shouldn't be a very significant difference. I think it'll get better. Um, 48 minutes is over my hatred. Yeah. Forget Bridges. You think we can pry Nick Claxton? He'd be open and backing up Kessler. That wouldn't be bad. Wait, who did the Suns trade for? They didn't trade for Nick Claxton? I don't know who they traded for. Thank you, Epic. Gracias, senor. Let's celebrate their 10th super on a live stream. Uh-oh. I was number 10 for you? My heart. Thank you. Oh, yeah, dude. Once you get there, we got to get you some Utah grub. We got some sleeper restaurants. I believe you. I believe you, Carter. I loved how Key and Sexton can effortlessly play off of each other. Is there big redundancy there? But if Key is bigger, I don't see a huge problem once we get the legit 3. I agree with you. I agree with you on that one, David. For sure. Wait, so does new people in trades have to like stay in the hotel? Can they buy an apartment? They should be able to get an apartment. I think some of them might choose not to, I guess, maybe. But yeah, I'm pretty sure you could get an apartment. I don't see why not. I've never heard of anybody like limiting them. I heard a lot about the front office wanting next year's pick to convey. What happened to that? Honestly, I don't have enough information to give you an educated answer right now, Alex. I'm not gonna lie. At first, I thought we were gonna try and make this year's convey, but it looks like they're gonna try and parlay it to next year, which I don't necessarily love. Next year's a weaker draft, a stronger draft. But maybe there's something that they're looking to purchase in this year's draft to really like complete the core pieces of our rebuild, and then I make a couple additions from like trades and buyout markets and just free agency in general. That could be a possibility. I don't have enough. When I do know, I'll make a video for you about it. But right now, I'm not 100% sure. I apologize. Usually they have people that find a rental for them or put them in something temporary. Yeah. Do something zesty right now. What? Sing a song for the Jazz family covering. Jackson said, nah, please don't. Thank you, Jackson, because I cannot sing. Maybe I could go like deep tones like I don't know. There's just one Christmas song. Is that Frank Sinatra? I don't know. But yeah, no, outside of that, I can't do anything. Suns trade for everyone just to still be a first round exit. I mean, it wouldn't make me mad. Best believe it wouldn't. I would laugh at Suns fans to the bank. Trust and believe. No joke. Use that $2. I didn't even bet size the Bucks would be absurd win total. It's gonna be under a lot. $32 into $4. Yo, Epic trying to get me back. Epic trying to make me scratch my itch. He know I like gambling, so he's trying to get me back in the game. He's trying to awaken the alcoholic in me. In the draft, who do you like for the Jazz? I don't have a direct request. Somebody said Reed though. Last live stream we were on here, and I actually don't hate that take. I don't hate that take at all. As a matter of fact, it does make a lot of sense realistically. Flair would mean more to us if you sang it. You know, so like hello and hey, we banged your team today. We have a good chance this year. You could. Will you wear girls? I'm not. So like that. He personalized it for me at least. I'm weak. I'm singing right now. Like, thank you, Flair. It's beautiful. Bro, I just went 250 on parlays tonight. Gambling high, literally just cash it all out. I'm sitting happy. Bro, that's crazy. You spent $5 on those parlays. How? Yo, Epic. Yeah, you have to DM me that method. I might have to get back in the game if that's the type of plays if that's the type of timing you're on. I have to make those plays again. Collin Sexton, Marcus Smart, Draymond Green, Chris Dunn, insert player, all NBA dog team. Hey, you spitting right now. You're speaking my language. You're speaking my language. Amen, brother. Mm-hmm. Where we at with it? Cam hitting the AC right. Appreciate you, Jackson. I'm about to hop off too. It's an hour, and I gotta be up for the kids in 4.5. So yeah. Okay, since you can't sing right, at least let me see you power up like Goku so we can see how angry you are. I'm tired, Flair. That's what I am. I can't get angry. I've expended all my energy looking at videos before I record them. Took the over 1.5 on Sexton threes, 0.5 on Dunn, 2.5 on Lowry, under on Steph, over on Klay, over on Wiggins, over on Dre points, I think, and over on Collin points. Wow. That's a big play. How much do I love on this? 1.5 on Sexton threes. That's reasonable. 0.5 on Dunn. That's kind of bold, but I respect it. That's kind of bold, but I respect it because sometimes he hits one, sometimes he hits none. Usually it takes like 2 a game. For Lowry, 2.5, that's good. Over 2.5, okay. Under on Steph, I can see that. Over on Klay is kind of crazy. I love it though. Over on Wiggins is interesting. Over on Dre was a good pick, and then over on Collin points. Yeah, that's definitely a good pick. I need to gauge your power level. It's over not. It's over 8. In the actual video, the translation is actually directly. It's over 8,000, not over 9,000. Crazy stuff, by the way. That one time Draymond hits his threes in this game is this game. Yeah. Sex consistently hit over his 1.5, made multiple bets. So fair play. In conclusion, great game, fellas. I got to hit the sack. Got OT tomorrow. Hey, be careful. Get some rest, man. Wake up well rested. Eat you something good that's going to not make you tired again, please. And knock out them extra hours, brother. Oh, sorry. That was misleading, Jackson. No, I coach a track team as well. Indoor track season finished, but we're in outdoor track. I have the hurdlers and the long jump, triple jump, high jumpers, and it's about 30-ish kids individually for that position group. And now I have to get my bus license, so it's going to be wild. But you know, I love the youngins. They're my babes. You know, I'm getting my old man era. Papa Wraith. Yeah. Let's see. Okay, take off. We got to see the beautiful hair. The hair is not fire for real, Flair. I'm telling you. It's just straight backs. Kind of stitch braided. I don't think anyone has energy to be angry after our last 4 games. I've agreed to crawl into my sheets and live there. Lowry seems checked out. Do you think he promised something and the front office came up short again? It is definitely possible, Jordan. I'm not gonna lie. He doesn't seem to have the same level of intensity even today. Now, it could just be because I do see him changing his game up a little bit. He's taking a little bit different shots, so his efficiency is falling just a little bit. I don't know if it's like the physicality of everybody else against him now because they can afford to hone in on him, or if he's just like mentally just fatigued because that could be a possibility as well. If you fight for the playoffs thinking you're going to be able to go to the playoffs, and if that was the promise that was made or the expectation that was withheld, um, and then you trade away the boys when we really just needed one or two more pieces maybe to push this really into playoff superpower mode, and I'm that star player, and I've never been in the playoffs in my career, I'm feeling some sort of way. I'm not gonna lie. Giannis, McCollum, and Gobert came out of what was supposed to be a weak draft. Who knows? He should have surprises. You bring up a fair point, Alex. That's why I said they might know something. They might know something we don't. I'm just kidding. Anyways, on non-gambling side of things, Zachary Wishar is him. If Utah drafts him, it'll be a great position. I'm gonna look into that. Nah, Wraith, you just an old man with kids. Old man with kids is crazy. One of the girls, she's a sophomore. She looked at me and she was like, I heard you be asking some of the students if they have older sisters that you can date. And I was like, first of all, what's wrong if I do that? Not saying I do, but if I did do that, what would be wrong with that? And then she was like, and I was like, wait, do you think I'm old? I was like, I'm not even 30 yet. Golly. And even that wouldn't be old, but I'm not old. And she looked at me crazy. She's like, how old are you? I was like, I'm 23. And she's like, oh, I felt so old. I wanted to shave my whole head and get waves. I look young again, bro. I was sick. I was sick. Okay, I was confused. Good night, Wraith. Good night, Jackson. I'm gonna hop off and try to find a reason to watch the Jazz in the future. Notifies. Let me know. Playoff hopes got shut down again second year. I believe I'd leave if I was him. Can't be mad at it. Night fellows, all even you, Flair. Good night, Lee. Ryan Smith is too busy getting a child owning a hockey team. You raise a good point there. You raise a good point, brother. Mm-hmm. For sure. Oh, yeah. Enjoy the W, Flair. Hopefully next time we can have a team that deserves to even be on the court with the dust. These kids are ruthless. I'm not gonna lie, Logic. That it had me bent because that same little girl be flaming me because I still be using Snapchat. She's like, "You a grown man on Snapchat?" I said, "Dang, I had Snapchat was out when I was in high school. I can't use it now. I'm old now." Golly. But yeah, Jordan, he was money today. He was money. He was hitting on all cylinders, and I appreciated that from him. Most definitely. But yeah. I appreciate you boys. All love. Keep holding down the fort. You think Stockton is a GOAT PG? The GOAT PG, it depends. If I'm just saying, if we're looking for a strict criteria for point guard, he has a stronger case. If we're just saying people that have played the point guard position, I might low key go Curry because he's the only small guard that could be built around for a championship contending team that actually was successful. But Stockton definitely has a case if we were going for a traditional, like what the point guard role is supposed to be. Feel so many times I've been asked if I got kids. Man, Logic, not you too. GG Ray, see you next week. Praying Lowry was a 3-point shootout. It'll be interesting. I need something. I have to go hard. Very great, definitely. Record for the most threes in a game by rookies, 9. There's 3-way tie. He holds a franchise record now. Let's go. That's what I like to hear. But, with that being said, I appreciate you gentlemen tuning in. I appreciate those lovely donors that we had today. I appreciate Lee for hitting his 3rd month, supporting the channel. Logic, DM me or something because you pay your money covers an entire video and I need to know what kind of video you would like me to make. Yes, please, because you're so the membership I think you have is the $24.99 one, if I'm correct. And I get $17.70 after YouTube takes their portion, which goes right to a video. So let me know, just whenever at the earliest convenience. It doesn't have to be right today, but by the end of this month, let me know because you're paying for a video. So I want to know what specifically you would like to see in said video, sir. Thank you. But yeah, we said what happened. Always a good time to have a live stream. Keep it up, brother. I'm hitting the sheets. Night, Carter. Appreciate you for tuning in, brother. Logic, night. Yes, sir. Night, everyone. Just got here, bro. Stay. My fault, Jordan. I'm not gonna lie. I hit you up most likely the weekend. Catch you next live rave. Yeah. Jordan, watch the VOD and comment in it or something. Talk to me. Jordan, do you follow me on IG or Twitter, don't you? DM me. I think you do. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm thinking of somebody else. I think it's you though. Your profile picture looks familiar. I don't know why. But, thanks for tuning into this live stream, guys. We didn't get the W that we were hoping for, but we got to see a much better showing from Keontae George and the rest of the boys. Collin Sexton set a season high for himself, and with any luck, we'll see some more successful things coming in the future from this roster. From a development standpoint, even if we don't end up making the play-in and eventually the playoffs, just being able to be in competitive waters night in and night out will do wonders for these younger players and allow people like Larry Marketing to continue to round out their games. With that being said, I appreciate y'all tuning in. Make sure to like the video, subscribe, and turn on the post notifications. And as always, good morning, good evening, good night, no matter where you're on the globe watching. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll catch you boys in the next one. Peace.